Hello my fellow cigar smokers and welcome to Smoker Spot, and definitely the last episode of 2021. Guys, we are smoking the Flor de Selva Year of the Tiger. Let's see how it is. My friends, made by Maya Selva, the Flor de Selva Year of the Tiger. Toro size, ring gauge of 52, and it is exactly 6 inches long. Here we have the tiger symbol and the Flor de Selva band with a little subtitle here, which is telling us Ano del Tigre, Spanish Year of the Tiger. The cigar itself, I like the size, but the wrapper is looking a little bit pale and dry. So it's not the best look, but man, who cares about the look, right? Let's see how it tastes. We have to remove the beautiful band at the foot over here, and let's cut it to see if the cold draw is giving us anything at all. Really nothing other than the typical aromas that you're getting out of every cigar, right? That typical tobacco-like barnyard thing. And the same when you're smelling at that stick. Okay, not so impressive, but let's see. We also reviewed the last Zodiac cigar made by Flor de Selva, that was the Year of the Ox. And if I remember right, I wasn't so impressed by that cigar. Also, I really like Maya Selva cigars. Usually that lady is doing pretty good sticks for an affordable price. In this case, since a limited run, it's a little bit more expensive than the usual or the typical Flor de Selva. This one is €19 and I think 80 cents here in Germany. So a little bit more expensive, but still below 20 euros, so maybe it's worth the price. At least the first few puffs. Oh, that's an excellent smoke output, producing a lot of smoke. The draw is excellent. Oh, the taste, that is something. There's a peanut butter sweetness in there. And something metallic. Well, it's a weird combination, but frankly, it's not bad at all. this year's this year of the Tiger by Flor de Selva has to compete with my number one cigar, and that is the Davidoff Year of the Tiger. If you watch my my best cigars 2021, it's in there. So that will be a hard opponent. But you know, it's tasting way better than it looks. I didn't like the wrapper at all. I like it more darker, oily. So that's the total opposite of it. But the taste, pretty good so far. Construction, really good so far. I would say, let's give it a little bit more time. Let's smoke it and let's see how it tastes. Flor de Selva Year of the Tiger. Good cigar, really. I'm not so happy with the burn, a little bit uneven, and the ash is a little bit too flaky for me and not as solid as I hoped. But taste-wise, we still have that peanut butter creamery thing going on, and there's a pinch of salt. And something metallic, but very subtle in the background. So for me, that's a really good balanced cigar. I like it, really. Way better than the Flor de Selva Year of the Ox. But I was, you know, throughout the year, it's not like my go-to stick, right? But every now and then I'm smoking Maya Selva cigars, and mostly they're all good, and sometimes they have very cool ideas. Or remember, we were talking about that beer can like thing where she was putting cigars in. Great idea, great stuff. I'm not really sure if that stick is like worth $20, right? It's a good cigar. But for me personally, it's not like standing out against other Maya Selva cigars that are not so expensive. But okay. Forgot to mention, like most Maya Selva cigars, all the tobacco, wrapper, binder, and filler is coming from Honduras. Not sure. What tobacco exactly? I guess that's a secret. But you have that typical Honduran kick in there. You know, I'm not sure if I would do like a blind tasting, if I would figure out what kind of cigar that is. But there are some like some cigars from Nicaragua, Honduras, and Cuba. I would say all three of them, including Dominican Republic, they have like a signature flavor. Especially if you like smoking a puro. It's always hard to say if you like have a wild mix, like with an Ecuadorian wrapper, a Mexican binder, and then the fillers coming from the Dominican Republic, Honduras, and Nicaragua. So man, frankly, if you're telling me then you taste what it is, man, that's a joke. No one I know can do that like on point, you know. But when you have a cigar that's like just where the tobacco is just coming from one country, or like let's say the wrapper and most of the filler is coming from one country, then you have a pretty good chance to figure out what it is. I think. Guys, last episode this year. It was a great year, and I just want to use that last minute here in that episode to thank all of you, all the subscribers, all the people who are watching it constantly and not subscribed, everybody like on Instagram, and all the people who are supporting this channel. I love all of you, and that was a wild ride this year, and like we surpassed the 800 here on YouTube. That's crazy. And in January we will do a wild giveaway for reaching the 800. I already have something in mind, but I have to figure out where to get it. I think first or second week in January we'll do that giveaway for you. And if you were like taking a look at my last giveaways, most people were happy with it, I hope. Guys, Happy New Year. I hope 2022 will be a fantastic year for all of us. Cigar wise, 2021 was great, and I hope in the next year we will continue with that flow. Until then, my friends, I hope you can smoke a good cigar. I hope really you reserved one good cigar for like New Year's Eve or for the New Year party. It's worth smoking a good cigar in order to hop to the new year. Enjoy life. Most importantly, stay safe and stay healthy. And see you next year, guys. Cheers.